What's up, everybody? Drew, aka Catching Rockets here. Should have been a good day for everybody. A couple of things really quick. Yesterday, I forget exactly who it was, but somebody asked me what the single prints were and then also what SIGs were. And I said I was going to cover both, and then I realized after I ended the stream that I did not, in fact, cover SIGs. But it's all good. We should have nailed the entries on Spy. I mean, really, as far as I'm concerned, it just couldn't have been an easier day. What's up, Robin Hood? What's up, Trader Dan? What's up, Jack Spade? Meow, back right at you. So I feel like, well, I'm wondering, like, maybe should I just start with SIG so I don't forget? Let's see where we're at. No, I'll do it after. We have like a 6-day range right now. It's basically weekly SIG levels. Let's just look at SPY really quick. And then we'll look at our trades from... what's it called? We'll look at the option plays that we went over. What's up, Tavo? Tavo, thank you for joining the Friends of the Stream. I appreciate that. Yeah, Trader Dan, you know, if I have time, I'm always happier to get it done early. Thank you, Cookie. I appreciate that. Right now, y'all are going to think I'm weird, but I need Chef to come up in here. He normally types, so hopefully he says something when he joins, because I got to put that dude on blast. Let me just move this over just so that it's out of the ways of the candles. As you guys know, when I draw up my SPY charts, I don't move anything around afterwards. So, like, you could go back to yesterday's stream. You could, you know, look at all of the drawings and the little bullet points or whatever. Everything's going to be in exactly the same place. What's up, Corey? How you doing? So this was our potential call entry, right? I guess I didn't cover... let me just say this right now. For our setups, we're looking for like one of three things, or I'm looking for one of three things. If you want to look for that A++ setup, then you want to see, you know, the break of a level, 3 5-minute candles, close above, retest, and then you enter your calls, right? And that would apply to above and below. So break above, retest, calls, break below, retest, puts. The other thing, which I normally mention, I didn't mention it last night for whatever reason, would be like peaking below a level and then immediately coming back inside, which is what happened here. That's an immediate call, or if we're at the top, you know, that would be an immediate put, right? Oh, shoot. I hate this thing sometimes. So peeking through a level and coming right back inside, for me, immediate calls, immediate puts. That's not going to play out as well as, you know, waiting for that confirmation, the 3 5-minute candles. But those entries happen way more often than the 3 5-minute candles. And then the other entry that we're looking for, I'm just trying to see if I can see one really quick. Yeah, I don't see anything. But basically, it would be like the double bottom or double top. So, like, when we come to a level for the first time, bounce, and then come back to it, you know, right here is where you would hop in calls. And then for the inverse, for puts, you know, come to a level, bounce, or reject, retest, and then you would grab puts right here, okay? So those are really like the three main entries that I'm looking for, or at least that I want you guys to be looking for as you're learning. As you advance in your trading journey, like, you can start taking orders or taking trades based on order flow and footprints and things like that. But you want to start with like 6 months of teaching yourself to be an absolute sniper and just, nail those A++ setups. Because once you do that, like, it becomes a lot easier. What's up, Ken? How you doing? Tavo, you're welcome. How you doing, man? Or hopefully you're a guy. Sorry. I'm sure you are based on your name, but, not trying to offend anybody. At least not right in this second. So, for me, with what I just said, this was really easy calls. When we peaked below the poor low, and we explained this last night. We were looking for a little bit lower, but they didn't give it to us. But as soon as we peaked below, and this is definitely a completed auction here. As soon as we peaked below, cleaned up the auction, and then went, that's your sign to get into calls. This was our first trim level, and then this is our second trim, and then this is our third. And it's pretty cool that the candlesticks like basically literally followed our arrow line to the up. Yeah, I have time window marked, so I am here early. Ken, I just gave you the A+ setups. What's up, Fabian? What's up, Triple G? Chef, I was just talking about you, bro. What's up? I got to put dude on blast. So, first of all, I don't know. Oh, so like, I noticed in Chef's picture, like, dude's got a thick beard, right? And so I clicked on his profile picture because I was like kind of jealous and wanted to check out his beard. And then dude has a whole YouTube channel, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, let's see what this is about. And as you guys know, like I mentioned pretty often, like I used to be a chef. I mean, obviously I had no idea what his YouTube channel was about, but I go to it and homeboy's spitting game on cooking and like going over, I mean, some stuff that is fairly basic, but to like a home cook, it's not necessarily basic, but good skills that you would want to learn, like if you want to up your game in the kitchen. And then he goes over like a bunch of recipes. I think I watched 2 videos in their entirety last night. One was he cooked some salmon with honey, why can't I think of the word? Honey ginger glaze. And I was like, yeah, that's bomb. Because like normally I love to cook salmon. Actually, I do salmon like one of 3 ways generally, or I should say 4 ways. I like it as poke. I like it sushi or sashimi, whatever. It doesn't matter. And if I'm cooking it, I like to sous vide it and then finish it in the pan. And I'll generally make like a chimichurri sauce or like a lemon dill yogurt sauce. But yeah, that honey ginger glaze looked bomb. I don't think I've ever done salmon that way. I mean, it's pretty common, but it was a really good recipe that he did, and did like showed you guys exactly how to cook it. Well, so Chef has a Discord, but the thing is, and this is where I have to call him out, like he hasn't done a video in a while and he's got like 1,500 subscribers. Like, bro, if you just, do videos, whatever, if you can every day of just what you cook that day, or, videos like whatever, 3 days a week minimum, you'll probably grow really quick, 'cause it was good content. And then, to me, this is funny. A lot of people might not understand this. I'm sure Chef will understand it, but I'm scrolling through his videos and I see, macaroni, right? I forget the exact title, but it was like ultimate macaroni recipe or whatever. And I'm like, if this dude doesn't make a roux, I'm out. I'm done. Like, no, that's not ultimate macaroni and cheese. And so I click on it and right away, instantly, bro's making a roux, and I'm like, okay, I'm in. I'm signed up. I actually subscribed to him, even though like I don't need to watch people, from the point of learning how to cook, but people always have their own flair and their own, style or whatever, plating, or even just like using different ingredients and like fairly common recipes or whatever that most people wouldn't think about using. So you can always pick up game from anybody, But so as soon as I saw a dude like making a roux, I was like, okay, he knows what's up. And then the only thing that I have to say on the negative side is he doesn't know how to pronounce bechamel sauce. I'm not going to do it. But je parle français. So I speak French. I'm fluent in French. And he pronounces... I'm trying to think of how he pronounced it. Because, like, for me, it's hard to not say it with a French accent. Bechamel sauce or bechamel sauce. Yeah, pronunciation, bro. But I'm just playing with you, man. I'm just playing. It was actually a really good video. And it was cool because, like, generally when I do mac and cheese, like, I use like like an orange cheddar, and he used white cheddar, which actually it looked really good. Yeah, we're gonna cover everything Robin Hood. Sorry, I had to go off on a little rant there because, like, I don't know, it was just random. Like, I just happened to click on Chef's profile picture just to check out dude's beard, and in the videos, it's actually he's got a really nice full beard. No homo, bro. Maybe a little bit, just a little bit. But yeah, and I just went down this rabbit hole of like, why is this guy not making YouTube videos still? Like, this is good content. Anyway, I hope you hop back on it, bro, because, like, seriously, you should. And the videos were, like, really well edited. Like, I think yesterday I was talking about how my videos will never be, like, edited and clean and whatever. And he does exactly that. Like, his videos were nicely edited. Everything sounded good. There was no background noise. Whereas mine are just kind of raw and dirty, but it is what it is. For entries on Spy, to me, it's pretty simple. You have several entries. If you missed this peak below, like, literally, I couldn't try to do this if I tried. Like, I literally put call entry, and that's right where the candle hit. So the peak below and bounce, come back inside this level. That's the easiest. Like, this was the easiest entry of the day. And it's right where we said to grab calls. If you miss this, then the break above the poor low level here with the 3 5-minute candles and the retest was your next entry right here. Okay? So right here is 2 easy entries that we talk about every day. And when I say easy entries, I'm not trying to, like, make anybody feel small or, like, stupid or whatever, but you have to start looking at this as easy, because if you think it's hard and scary, it's going to be hard and scary. So we want to make it easy and not scary, right? And then if you miss this entry, same thing again. Here we peaked below the level, came back inside, have 3 5-minute candles, retest. This is your next entry, right? Same thing here, came back above, 3 5-minute candles, retest. That's your next entry. Obviously, we don't want, 4 entries in a row, but that's what happened. Again, came back above, what is it? 1, 2, 3. That's your 4th entry here, your 4th retest of this level, or yeah, the 4th. That would be also where you would grab calls if you missed the last 3. What's up, Michael? Thank you. I appreciate that. And then if you got the entry anywhere in this range, then your first trim level would be here. Your next entry or your next trim level would be here. Or if you're playing it smart, like we talked about, once we come 45 minutes outside the previous day value area low or previous day value area high, and you come back inside, you target the far side. You don't close or trim at the POC. To me, this day couldn't be any easier. But again, I'm not trying to like insult anybody that had a hard day today. It is what it is. That's all part of learning and growing as traders. But you want to look at this as easy. I know, like, if we switch over to NQ, I was watching NQ, I don't even remember when, but I was like, if these people are listening to what I'm saying, actually, you know what? I should have screenshotted it when it happened, but it was like, I saw such a great example where there was like one point where we broke through a level and then wicked back above and then back down, 3 5-minute candles, retested, and it didn't work. And then there was no spike yesterday. I'll go over that in a second if you think that you saw a spike, but there was no spike. But anyway, like broke below, wicked back through and whatever, and then retested and it failed. And then like a few minutes later, we broke through that same level and it was a clean break and there was no wicks back below, had our 3 5-minute candles close above the level, retested it, and it went and it worked. So it's like you want to make sure that your setups are clean. Of course, I'm not finding it now, but whatever, it is what it is. I think it might have been here where it was like we broke back below, wick through, back below, wick through, came back down, blah, 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 retest. And then finally got like the 3 5-minute candles, retest, and you take puts right to your next level. This is not the right one, but even here on NQ, break above, 3 5-minute candles, retest. This is where you grab calls. You just play the setups. They're there. Even here on NQ, I actually traded this one. Or no, I didn't. I traded something else, but whatever. I don't remember what I traded because I woke up really late. I was tired. I actually almost didn't trade because I was feeling so tired. I was up until 5 o'clock in the morning, drove out to Joshua Tree on a random whim with my son. So didn't get much sleep. And then when I woke up, I wasn't really feeling it. And I pretty much was like, yeah, I'm not going to trade today. But I sat down, I opened up my charts, and I noticed what looked like absorption happening on footprint charts. So I took a play and got a win. But like here, this is exactly what we're looking for. Again, break below the level. It does actually kind of wick back through. But then we have our 3 5-minute candles below, retest. This is where you grab puts and you play it down to the previous day value high or whatever. This just happened live right now. This just got tapped. But yeah, I feel like if you pay attention and really like, it might seem like it's slow, but if you wait for the 3 5-minute candles and then you wait for the retest of a level, your entries are going to be a lot better. And there might be a time where you feel FOMO, like, oh, I missed the trade, right? So like, let's just look at this, for example. If you were looking here to grab calls, but you were waiting for the 3 5-minute candles and a retest, when this runs up, you're like, oh shit, I missed the trade, right? But then this is your retest here. That's your play. You didn't miss it. You waited for the good entry and you got in and you got out good. So really just try to be patient, and wait for the setups. Ideally, wait for the 3 5-minute candles closing above or below a level, and then wait for the retest and grab your calls or your puts. There's other trades that you can take. Yeah, Triple G. I failed on explaining the SIGs. I literally said I was going to, and then I completely just whoop, done, out. But anyway, if you're patient and you wait for the correct setups, they'll come to you. It'll feel a lot easier. It'll feel a lot cleaner. You won't be stressed out. And more importantly, a lot of times what happens is, let's just say you went long right here when price broke above, excuse me, when price broke above the previous day value area low, right away you got in. And it ran almost over, we'll say 2/3 of the way to your profit target, right? But then it pulled all the way back and actually went red, and then finally ran all the way to your profit target. Whereas if you were patient and you waited for the correct entry, which is the retest, it would have been a much more pain-free trade than having it go 2/3 of the way to your profit target and pull all the way back to your entry and then actually go red on the trade and then finally bounce, right? So if you're patient and you wait for the correct setups, all of this is going to be less stressful, and it's going to feel a lot cleaner and a lot easier. Because a lot of times when a level gets broken, the market will give you a retest, and if you're already in the trade, that retest is going to have you feeling stressed out. And that's being hopeful that you didn't do this. Have the trade go green on you and you move your stop loss up, and then it comes down and stops you out and then runs to your profit target. So that's worst case scenario. Best case scenario, if you got in early, you were stressed out for a bit, and then it finally ran to your profit target. All right. So hopefully the entries now are more clear for people on SPY. It shouldn't have been too bad. As a general rule of thumb, if you do this, it'll never lead you wrong. If you're at or below value area low, you should always be thinking calls. And if you're at or above value area high, you should always be thinking puts. Of course, there's going to be trend days where that doesn't work. But on trend days, you shouldn't be having too many areas where you have possible entries. If these are my levels on SPY and price comes down like this, all of my levels are gone. I don't have any levels for entry down here. Okay? So on trend days, you might feel like, oh, I'm missing out or whatever. But if you're thinking calls at value area low, puts at value area high, or looking, I should say, for proper entries for calls at value area low or below it, or puts at value area high or above it, it will generally work out in your favor. So it's just like a kind of a general rule of thumb to follow when you're trading. I see a lot of people and I don't understand how or why, but for example, here, this will happen where this was our entry, right? And price does this. And then as soon as we're crossing value area high, they're like, should I grab calls here? And I'm like, no, you should not. Okay, cool. You got 60 cents. If you're lucky, if you bought here and closed at the top. But this is not where you This is not where you think about calls. Okay. A few questions. This is long position, short position on TradingView, and it's right here. So long, short. Okay. And nachos, you should be using that on every single trade. And then somebody asked me what my VWAP is. Well, on this chart, it's just yellow, but same thing. It's a VWAP with a 0.13 multiplier, band multiplier. Okay. I do trade with that on. I don't use it as something for entries, but possibly somewhere to close trades. But I turn it off when I'm charting because it just gets in my way. Does TPO make it easier? Yes. When it spiked up into the 584.41 level at 2:05 p.m. Eastern, is that a clear sign to enter a put? 584.41. Here? Yeah, it is. This is that peak above fail. Mm-hmm. SIGs are amazing, and we'll cover those. If we get to the end of the video and I'm like, hey guys, I'm out and I haven't covered SIGs, like grab me by the back of the head and make sure that I go over them. Okay. All right. So let's look at, SPY was amazing. Option trades, not so much. So let's go over them. First one is going to be, sorry, my mic is bugging. Oh yeah, NQ is great today. First one is going to be Google. This didn't trigger. So we were looking for puts. This was our open here, and we just basically spiked through our put level and never looked back. So this trade was invalid. The next one is going to be QCOM, which can suck it. I guess I'm extra salty about this because I thought that the trade worked. If we go on 5-minute time frame, basically, where is it? Right here, we opened and then fell inside of our put level and then bounced and just never looked back. QCOM got good news today, which is what made it run. So that's unfortunate. You know, like we can't plan for news. It just is what it is. Yeah, no worries with nachos. And then the last trade, or we talked about Tesla. I haven't really looked at it. It looks like we got close to possibly filling that gap, but it didn't happen. I guess I need to turn on my visible range volume profile to show the gap. But we got pretty close to this happening, but it didn't. We bounced. I still think we're coming up to here with earnings on Thursday, is it? Yeah. Oh, no. This is tomorrow. This is also my anniversary. I married my stupid wife. She just looked at me sideways. I'm trying to get killed over here, guys. If you don't see me tomorrow, you know what happened. Call the police. Exactly. She literally gave me a side-eye look. If she wasn't busy changing the baby's diaper, I might already be dead. But, yeah, she's busy with her hands full over there. And then the last trade that we were looking at was TSM, which was invalid. Basically, bro, chill. We are looking for calls. Where is it? Oh, wait, no, this worked, right? I think. Can't. Yeah,
I
this
mean, your
worked.
arrow's pointing down.
No, that's Monday. Liar. Where's Tuesday? Oh, yeah, we gapped down. See, I get excited. I'm like, oh, yeah, we came up and we hit the first. No, we didn't. TSM invalid. Yeah, full diaper right upside the head. It might happen still. So, yeah, TSM was a miss. Let's look at what we're looking for tomorrow. I've got a couple of
Really quick,
setups that I
Rockets.
liked.
What did you see before Monday?
First one is
That
going to be Home Depot.
hmm?
Below 101 and 20 cents, I'm looking for puts. First trim will be at 400 even, and then close at 398 and 53 cents. Whoa, did not mean to do that. So that's Home Depot. This will be a day trade, hopefully quick in and out. Next one is going to be Snow, which keeps evading me. I've been saying to take calls like over and over, and it just keeps going lower and never hitting my trigger. It's got to bounce. Like, this is probably it right here. Like, this is a pretty strong level at the POC for this range. So this should be it. So over 116 and 10 cents, looking for calls. First trim 117 and 20 cents. Close calls at 118 and 77 cents. Oh, it's just default Nachos Pop Shop on the long and short position. You just adjust it based on your levels, where your stop loss is, where your take profit is. Yeah. So basically, if I'm using it, I figure out where I want my stop loss. Something like this. I talked about this yesterday on my video. I'm looking immediately at this candle, and I want my stop loss to be slightly below that. Something like that. And then my take profit is here. And as long as I'm able to get make $2 for every dollar I risk, I can take the trade. This stop loss actually might be a little bit wide, but honestly, you could probably just go like slightly below these candles here. Something like this, and you're getting like almost 3-to-1 on your trade. Okay. But so yeah, you're just going to adjust it based on what levels you're trading. Okay, so that's the option trades that I'm looking for tomorrow. Just HD and Snow. Both are day trades. Hopefully quick in and out. Boom and done. Take our money and run. Now let's go over SPY. We'll chart it up really quick, and let's cover SIGs this time. Got a lot of stuff to delete.
Like a nice spider web. Rocket, can you hear me? Hello?
All right. Get rid of visible range volume profile. Turn on session volume profile. Like always, I'm not going to be doing a class on volume profile right now. I have a lot of classes on volume profile on my channel. Like if you go to my live section and go back, I think to like Sunday, like whatever it is, a week and a half ago, we have a video on session volume profile, or on volume profile in general, that you can watch if you want to. What person talking on my stream? You mean when I'm not talking? That's my mentor, Shorty. Oh, is there somebody right now talking?
It was
Dirty's
me earlier,
talking.
Rockets.
Dude, my headphones turned off, I think. Are you there, Dirty?
I am.
What's up? Dude, I was
I was asking questions about the TSM and some other stuff, but it's way gone now. It's okay.
I was intentionally trying to ignore you because I don't like you.
I noticed.
Uh-huh. How you doing, bro?
Good, and you?
I'm good. This is Dirty Mex. It's one of the homies. So basically, somebody asked me about this in Keenan's Discord like earlier. Who are the people like talking on the stream? And what it is when I go live on YouTube, I go live in Shorty's Discord and share my screen there. And so people in Shorty's Discord will join the stream and watch, from Discord, and then they can also, key up their mic and talk and whatever else if they want to. What were you asking about TSM, man?
It was about your long and short, or your position, I guess, for that trade, the swing trade. I have to look at the chart again, but I don't know. I don't want to interrupt.
This?
Yeah, it was just. It was just your kind of like your analysis as to why calls versus shorts or puts, given the gap, given the lower, higher low or lower highs and lower lows.
So when I look for trade setups for options, the first thing I do is use what's it called? The Elliott waves. Mm-hmm. Using like the full send indicator. And based on that, if a lot of the full sends are pointing in one direction, like up or down, then that becomes my bias. And then I look at the clouds, and as long as there's no like major resistances in the direction that the Elliott waves are pointing, then I go to my regular chart and I start looking at levels based on visible range volume profile and figure out like, where I want to enter, exit, whatever, blah, 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 trim.
I didn't see okay. Can you expand that a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
But so basically, I've
it just
found.
hasn't triggered.
What's that?
Oh, I said it just hasn't triggered.
Yeah, it didn't trigger. Well, I said when I covered this yesterday. When I covered this yesterday, I was saying there's a chance we fill the gap, which is what it looks like it wants to do. Oh, but based on the Elliott waves, it was calling for a move up on a lot of time frames. But so I've found that if you use the full send indicator to find setups and then confirm them with clouds and then go and look at your charts, and look for the skinny bellies or whatever for entry, trim, from level to level, basically from volume shelf to volume shelf. It's a really high probable setup once you go through all three of those things.
No, for sure. I was just wondering, because I didn't even see, you didn't pull up the VRVP. I obviously didn't know anything about I was just.
It's because I don't love you, bro.
No. I mean.
Yes.
I just looking naked chart, I was like, oh, that shit's going down.
Yeah. No, and I agree. You can see by my arrow, like.
I saw that too, and I was like, oh, I wonder why he just take some puts, and if the calls don't work, get out of those and hold the puts. Yeah.
Well, so I when I covered this yesterday, I was like, there's a good chance we fill this gap, but it is what it is.
That's a good move. 4 or 5 points, even from here.
Yep. Oh yeah, this is actually
even more. 6
this
points.
Is beautiful. Like basically tomorrow. Actually, that's a good point, Dirty. Like if we lose this level, you can take puts all the way down to, depending on how safe you want to be, you could look to exit right here, 194.20. $194.21. So from 197.11 down to, or let me make sure it's 11. Yeah, it is. I would personally just do like an easy, even round 197 down to 194.21. If you want to catch more of the move, like there's a chance that it comes to 193.19, but 194.21 would be money, and you would get paid. So it's actually like a really nice setup for downside.
Take them now, and just if it breaks above 200, you
Yeah.
take $1.50 risk for 6-7 points.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Huh,
Exactly.
Okay. I just thought I'd ask because I just saw the calls, I saw the stuff up there, but then I saw the red arrow down, and I was like, oh, I wonder if.
You just wanted to sound smarter than me.
No, I just wanted to see if he took the puts or like what would you? Because I'm still learning, bro. I'm still learning.
This guy, he's just a killer, and he's
Been a
still
little
learning.
while.
He's just a killer.
Besides, you have a different perspective, and it's just good to have another perspective.
I'm just giving you shit, bro. It's all good.
Oh, I was keeping it professional.
Who does that on my channel?
I don't know.
You will be one day, Ken. Just keep working at it. All right, so let's hop into SPY live chart this ish. Our previous day value area low is basically the exact same that it was yesterday, and it's also basically the same as the previous week value area low. POC shifted up, and our value area high shifted up. And then it looks like at the top we've got single prints, and at the bottom we're going to have single prints as well for sure. And this is a B-shape profile. Where is my... So this is our B right here. Okay. Which basically just means it's like double distribution. We had a run up and then we chop kind of sideways here. Built one of those shelves that we were talking about where price can hang out before we pushed up through this kind of skinny belly here, and then built another shelf where price can hang out again at the top. Okay. Let's just look at TPO really quick, and then we'll look at SIGs. I think TPO is going to be, oh, whoa. I was wrong. We have a poor high at the top. Just barely. But yeah, there's a poor high. Single prints at the bottom. Let's see. Almost positive there's no... Oh. We almost got a spike, but we did not. So for this to be a spike, it would have to break above the high of the day, or break below the low of the day, which it did not on the M period. So very close, but no spike. Instead, it gave us... So this actually is exactly the same level. It's going to be a poor high. So there's your TPO levels. Let's look at our SIGs now. Me personally, as far as SIGs, I would prefer to go with this here, a 2-day range. But that's me. Technically, it's a 6-day range because all 6 of these days are overlapping. So to start off, like teaching SIGs, basically what you're looking for, let me hide my drawings. If we just look at these 2 volume profiles here, on 30 minutes, the value area low, value area high, and then here the value area low and the value area high are overlapping. As long as you have 2 days or more, you can chart SIGs. So right here, we could chart SIGs on the 2 days, but then on our 3rd day here, we're overlapping right here. And then 4th day, we're overlapping right here. 5th day, we're overlapping here. 6th day, we're overlapping here. You could argue that like this might be better doing these 5 days. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah. Or doing all 6. I'm going to do all 6 because that's really what it is. But if you want to do the 2-day or the 5-day, you can just do exactly what I'm doing on your own chart. But so you use the session volume profile tool on 30 minutes, regular trading hours. You grab the first candle of the first day range that you're looking at and go all the way to the last candle of the last day. After I do that, I turn off session volume profile just so that this is clean and easier to see. You change value area volume to 68, row size to 100. Under style, check value area high, value area low, POC. I don't know if I was clear what tool I'm using, but this is called fixed range volume profile. So if you go under indicators and just type in FRVP, it'll come up, fixed range volume profile. And then you're going to draw that again from like your first candle of the day to the last candle of the day for that range that you're doing. On the 68%, you're going to be drawing your first SIGs. And then you switch the profile to 95%. And basically what these are standard deviations based on a bell curve. And then when you get out to these extremes, like it's more likely that you're going to see a reaction. So if price comes down to the second SIG, pretty good chance that you're going to get a bounce. And if price goes up to the third SIG, to the second SIG, there's a pretty good chance that you're going to get a rejection. Right now, our second SIG lines up exactly with the previous week value area high. And then from here, you're going to go to value area volume 99, and that would give you your third SIG levels. And basically, if you don't reject here or bounce here, very likely that you're going to have a pretty strong trend day. So hopefully this all makes sense. Basically, when I'm trading, if I see price approaching the second SIG at the bottom, I'm thinking calls. If I see price approaching second SIG at the top, I'm thinking puts. And if it happens to break through, you just want to make sure your stop loss is above the third SIG or below the third SIG if it's not too far apart. And then again, like if we break the third SIG, pretty good chance that you're going to see a trend day in whatever direction it breaks. Triple G, I have been trading for roughly 4 years. I started probably like a lot of people, or as a day trader for 4 years. I used to, I've been buying stocks and ETFs and all that stuff for um, I don't know, a good 20-ish years. But actually, like day trading, I started um, roughly 4 years ago, and I like again kind of started like everybody. I think right around that time during COVID, like a lot of people started getting interested in trading. A lot of people, got pulled in by AMC and GME. I was trading before that, but I was definitely trading during that craziness. Um, and then like the best thing that could happen to a person happened to me, which was I met Shorty. Dirty's probably a better person to talk on this because I think both of us have pretty similar stories. But like for me, um, I saw Shorty on Twitter, and he was sharing stuff that I didn't understand at all. But I knew that what I was seeing, I needed to understand if I wanted to be a better trader. And so I reached out to him through DMs, and basically one thing led to another, and he offered to mentor me for free. And then I
We're
don't know
so
if you,
lucky.
absolutely. So I don't know if you want to speak up, Dirty, about like your meetings with Shorty, but your call, and then also about the Discord if you want to talk about it.
I'll be brief. So yeah, funny story. Met Shorty through a friend of a friend of a friend playing Call of Duty during COVID. And during those gaming sessions, we would talk about options trading and Tesla and all the crazy stocks that were just running like muck during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And we would share positions that we were in or things that we were doing. And then one day I was like, you know what? I kind of want to take this a little
Yeah.
more serious and not just as a hobby or just to fuck around and, excuse my language, just to mess around and pretend like I'm making money. And I asked him, I was like, hey, like just serious question. I'm debating paying $4,000 or $5,000 for like a one-on-one mentorship with this group or this person. I was like, do you know anything about them? Do you know how, I mean, any feedback or what you feel about that or even the dollar amount? And literally he said, save your money. I was like, what? He's like, if you're serious, read these two books, come back to
Mm-hmm.
me, and I'll help you. I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, I've done this for 10 years. I do this. I, trade for hedge funds or like I think he's a portfolio analyst for a big fund out in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And I blew my mind and I was like, you do it for free. And he was like, as long as you're willing to put in the work and learn and read the material. I was like, all right, cool. Well, then when do we start? And he's like, let's play some COD first. So we did that. And then, yeah, that completely changed my whole entire trajectory for like a good 4 years, 5 years. And the himself in general as like a human being and someone who's actually authentic and
Mm-hmm.
cares about people, genuine, fully transparent. I've never met someone like that when it came to just like gaming or even like anything with trading and some of the selflessness. Because I know how many kids he's got. Well, even back then, it was only like one or two. It was only two. His wife now is even more.
Mm-hmm.
And he, I think the thing that started this Discord was when he went to another one and didn't like how it was being run and didn't like some of the stuff that was being shared and taught and literally was like, you know what, I can do this better.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was just me, Rockets, uh, Triz, him, and who was the one that did all the developing?
Sequence.
Sequence, yeah. And it was just four of us.
Mm-hmm.
And then it became more of an educational Discord where it was like, let me teach you how to fish instead of just giving you the fish.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you how to actually turn this into something that can be great for you. And that was probably the most that someone's ever put into someone or like I ever got from someone that I didn't even know. Never met him to this day, like in
Mm-hmm.
person. Talk all the time, call on the phone. Oh, that was the other thing. And then we exchanged numbers and just talked and over what we're doing the next day, and the next, it kind of grew. Then it started becoming like, okay, now we're having watch list meetings. Now I'm having PDFs and slides, and now we're gonna do an actual formal training, a one-on-one, and then it was live trading, and it just slowly grew from that to what it is today.
Yeah.
And honestly, for what it even what it costs now, like
Yeah.
it'd pay back 100-fold in the long run. And if anything, it taught me how to be taught me how to be a better person, and also taught me, or like showed me who I really am when I actually am trading, about my emotions, my mental state. Why do I do things that sometimes can sabotage my trades or sabotage my success? Or you end up doing a lot of soul searching, and you really dig deep into who you are as a person. It's kind of crazy.
And
So
that's what you have to do to be a trader, is you have to get on that mental digging deep within yourself and figuring all that stuff out. And I would have never made it if it wasn't for Shorty. At least, I mean,
nope.
unless I got lucky and ran into somebody else. But there's not a lot of people out there that talk about the mental game of trading, and like whatever it is, one trade a day for 6 months, and forcing yourself to be disciplined and patient, or journaling your trades, and teaching yourself to reflect on the trades that you took, and either figure out what you did wrong or what you did correctly so you can keep doing that, or what you could have done better. Nobody talks about that. They just talk about the setups, and that's not where it's at. Like, finding the setups is easy. It's the mental.
Also showing the setups.
Yeah.
Also just showing the setups. I'm like, oh, look, it worked. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, wow, this is easy. It's very fake, and it gives people almost like this, I wanted to say false sense of hope, but like they give too much. They make it seem like anyone can do it, and it's not like that at
But
all.
then the hard part is that mental game, and learning to trust your levels and not trailing your stop loss. And that's the difficult part. And that's what nobody talks about, right? Because most of the people that are doing like what we're doing right now on YouTube are just trying to sell a course or sell a Discord or whatever else. Of course, right now in this moment, we're talking about a Discord. And I'm actually talking about it because at the end of the day, yesterday when we went live, somebody brought up like, well, you have a Discord, and you're making money on YouTube. And it just, I don't know, like it's been kind of like resonating with me all night. Like I was thinking about that. And I mean, of course the person is correct. Yeah, I have a YouTube. I showed like how much I'm making on YouTube. And again, for the hours I'm putting in, it's not worth it if that's what I'm doing it for, is to make money. And generally, like, I don't even talk about Shorty's Discord that much, because we're not trying to blow it up into this big, massive thing. If 2,000 people joined today, it would actually really kill the vibe of the Discord, and it would make things really hard for people like myself, Shorty, even Dirty or whatever, if he's trying to help out, like, because it would be so overwhelming trying to teach all of those people, where right now we have a small group and it's a lot easier to interact with people and answer questions. And that's what we're trying to achieve, is actually help people become better traders. And again, if it just blew up, like, it would just be way too overwhelming. So just again, to speak a little bit on that person's comment, about it being overpriced, or in their opinion, overpriced. And then also like, I'm making money through YouTube and whatever else. It's really just not about that. If, like even me sitting here listening to Dirty talk, like, this isn't planned. Like, I had my headphones off. I couldn't even hear him. Like, I wasn't planning on talking with anybody. And this is just raw, and it's happening. He just happens to be here. He tuned into the stream, which I'm actually kind of surprised about, because he doesn't need my analysis. But then again, like, it's never bad to look at other people's analysis and perspective and see what they're thinking, and maybe like pick up a thing here or there. This is one of the things that I always kind of say as a person. And specifically for myself, like I consider myself to be pretty humble, and I feel like you can learn from everybody. And I've actually had somebody laugh at me when I say this, but like I know that I can learn from my 9-year-old son. I know that I can learn stuff from my brand new 3-month-old daughter. Even though she can't talk, like she still has the ability to show me things and teach me things. And my 9-year-old son, he's already taught me things. You know, like the one that always pops in my head is one day he came up to me and he was like, "Dad, did you know the moon moves away from the Earth by like 1 centimeter every year?" And I was like, "Dude, there's no way. Are you crazy?" And so then, of course, I hop on Google and I look it up, and he's right. The moon is moving away from the Earth every year by like 1 centimeter, and that blows my mind. But I never think that I'm, you know, bigger or better than anybody, or not able to learn from other people. I'm always looking to learn from other people, and I actually feel like that's why. And when I say this, it doesn't matter if you're religious or not, or believe in God or don't, or whatever. But in my opinion, the reason that God brings people into our lives is to teach us a message, like whatever it is. It could be something tiny, or it could be something massive. And I just feel like everybody that we encounter in life, like they have a message for us. Like even in this YouTube right now, there's a reason that we're all being brought together, and it's not just for me to teach you. Like this is like a mutual benefiting relationship. It's not just about you guys learning from me. You know, just like I said, like I clicked on Chef's profile the other day randomly because the dude has an awesome beard. And then, you know, he goes over, and when I say this, it's not from like a position of insulting, but he goes over something as basic as like a honey, I don't know why I keep forgetting a honey ginger glaze for salmon, which is like a pretty common recipe, but I don't think I've ever cooked that myself. And it immediately was like, I was like, dude, like I need to go do that. Like that sounds so freaking good. Like why haven't I cooked that? You know? Or even like the mac and cheese. Like I love mac and cheese, but I don't make it that often because I'm kind of lazy about making a roux and then making a bechamel sauce, un bechamel sauce, and you know, like making really good mac and cheese is like it's a pretty good process. And then if you're doing it right, you're grating the cheese, because buying bought grated or pre-grated cheese is trash. Like it doesn't melt properly. But anyway, like, you know, it's a whole process, but good mac and cheese is freaking bomb, right? And without being too graphic, like just the sound that mac and cheese makes when you're stirring it, like it reminds you of your, you know, your private times with your wife or whatever.
You're on a tangent, bro. Let's go.
I know I'm on a tangent. Leave me alone. But anyway, I mean, that's what it's about, is like everybody can learn from everybody. And yeah, I don't talk about the Discord a whole lot, but if you're looking for a place to learn and to learn from, I mean, Dirty didn't use these words, but if you're looking for a place to learn from a market maker, if you're looking for a place to learn like Dirty did and like I did, and really learn from the best in the game, it's the place to be. I'm going to get off my soapbox right now, because when I do talk about the Discord, I always feel a little bit dirty, like in the sense that I don't want my followers here to think that that's what this is about, is me promoting a Discord, because it's not. Shorty's life is not going to change, even if, you know, like even if 1,000 people joined today, like that money would not change his life in the slightest bit. He's a very humble person. He makes really good money from his day job. He makes really good money from trading. His house is paid off. He lives way below his means, you know, like pretty humble cars, nothing flashy. He doesn't, you know, wear AP watches or Rolexes or whatever. Like if you looked at him, other than like the fact that he'll wear like a nice suit or whatever, but he's also a businessman. You wouldn't know that he's balling like he is. Anyway, let's get back to SPY. The To me, again, like I talked about this yesterday, it looks like a pretty easy day tomorrow as far as trading. I do really quickly want to look at the news.
Go down.
That is definitely Dirty's jam. He's like, oh my gosh, some of this stuff. You guys think Shorty's funny listening to him talking to like ES or whatever? You know, you got to listen to Dirty talking to whatever ticker he's looking at, and you'll be dying. So there's some pretty important news tomorrow. FOMC speakers, I think there's a few of them, yeah. But then this here is going to affect the market pretty big. And then also 10 a.m. So be aware of those. But for me, SPY, pretty simple. We talked about this yesterday, right? Yesterday, we had the poor low here. And when we covered the poor low yesterday, we were saying price needs to... sorry, let me just like make this a solid line so it stands out a little bit better. When we talked about this yesterday, I told you guys price needs to go lower to clean up this unfinished auction, and then we look for a bounce and, you know, recovery and move in the opposite direction, right? And so that's exactly what happened today. We spiked below this unfinished auction, we completed the auction, and then we bounced, and this was your entry for calls, if you were paying attention. And again, you play it up. Your first trim's here, second trim's here, close here. So for tomorrow, we're kind of looking for the same thing at the top. So we have the poor high at the top. So I would expect, like, if we slice above this level, we're going to be looking for puts probably right around the first sig or possibly the second sig. So I'm going to draw a circle kind of just encapsulating that whole level. This is where... Actually, let me fix this. I don't like the way that came out. This is where I want to be watching for puts up here. Okay. So same thing as we were watching for yesterday at the bottom. We're looking for them to break above, clean up this failed auction, and then reject and go back down, right? If that happens, this will be our first trim. And again, if we spend 45 minutes outside of the previous day value area high, if we come back inside, realistically, you just target the value area low because we'll be playing the 80% rule at that point, right? This is where you probably want to close. But if you're, you know, willing to risk a little bit more, very good chance that they'll just come to here. Okay. So for these levels, let me just type this out. That way I don't have to draw 15 different entries. Hopefully this makes sense to everybody. So,
Makes sense to me.
yep. I think I'm just going to keep this on this chart from now on, so I don't have to keep. I mean, we'll cover it verbally, but so I don't have to keep drawing, 15,000 entries. Um, if this happens here, where we peak like through first sig, immediately fall back inside, you grab puts. That's the first one, break and fail. So if we broke below and came back inside immediately, like we did today, immediate calls. If you break above, fall back inside, immediate puts. If we break through a level like this, have 3 5 minute candles, retest, you grab calls. Break below a level, 3 5 minute candles, retest, grab puts. Right? That's our second one. And then our last entry is going to be come to a level, bounce, retest, calls. Everybody clear? Anybody not clear? Um, Wait, what was that, Ken? You said rockets won't promote, but I will join now. Joke only if you're really dead serious. If I'm dead serious about what?
Oh, you were talking about like Shorty's Discord.
Uh huh.
And so I was just making a comment about that. Like you won't promote it, but I will.
Oh,
Join.
okay. Well, Ken's already in the Discord. I don't know if you want to talk on like your experience of the Discord or what you think since you've been here. You've only been here for like a month, right?
Yeah, I've been here for only a month, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
If I look at my spreadsheet like right now, for the time that I've been for here, I joined what back a week. That was before October started.
Mm-hmm.
Um, obviously I had some family issues, like I'll let you know before that. So, but like ever since then, all I basically did was just watch videos, reread books that obviously were given to me, and I already basically knew everything from my last one-on-ones, basically how to find your entries and your exit points. Obviously, that was a big struggle for me, but
Mm-hmm.
ever since I joined Story's Discord, the amount of freaking help that this Discord like just given me, just even just with the amount of like questions I even had, like definitely like everybody has everybody's backs in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just astronomical, and I've been profitable ever since, to be honest. Like I said, today was probably like one of those days where I tried something different, still kept to the same like those same teachings as I was always taught, but I'm basically for today, like I said, I made like $800 off of just SIGs and levels, trusting
Mm-hmm.
my gut, and I did what I had to do, and I was done in 5 minutes. Um, the one thing I will tell people is that you say it a lot, but some coming from someone who's just got back into like trading. I was trading like back when I was 18, I'm like 21 now, but I like completely stopped. So options is a good game for everybody to play, and I enjoyed it at the time. I made over about like 10,000. I used the money I made from then back then to help buy my car, and I thought that I just need something new and different, and futures is definitely the probably like the best way to go.
Yeah.
It gives you a little bit more freedom to do what you want to do, and it also allows you to trade at any point in time of day. I've been successful outside regular trading hours, and by all means, like if any, like it's I'm just a normal dude that's like got back into trading. This is like what month 4 for me. Um, and within 2 weeks, after just trading for about 4 months, um, I made over $1,000, and I traded 3 times out of the 2 weeks, and in total, I made about 4 grand
Nice.
within 4 months. So Now, to some people, it's like not a lot because obviously, if you're in Keaton's Discord, it is a lot of more people, like the bigger people making bigger moves and constantly trading. But at the same time, if you focus on the people who are doing big moves, you're not going to get those big moves that you want yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely like a mind game, and everybody trades differently. Everybody takes profit differently. Once you look away from the dollar amount and you only look for the percentages and what you know works for you, you're going to make as much money as they do. So
Yeah. Well, I think one thing that I would add to just what you said, and not to interrupt you, but
yeah.
you I'm never willing to look at somebody's gains unless they're showing me their losses.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
So it doesn't matter what Discord you're in. You could show me $100,000 win, and if I don't see like your losses were at least half of that, like I really don't care, because you might have made
Yeah.
100,000 and lost 120, and you're down 20 grand, but you're not showing me the loss. So you have to show like, at least from the perspective of like me being like, oh, okay, this person's making money trading. I need to see both the wins and the losses. And if you're just showing me big wins, like I don't care. But again, I don't. Nobody needs to be transparent with me because I'm not buying anything from you, and I'm not like trying to learn anything from you either. But just as like a general rule for me, if you're just showing wins, I just kind of assume that you're a losing trader because you're not showing the losses. Like real traders will show both the wins and the losses because they go hand in hand.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, like especially for me, I'm just like re-entering futures again.
Mm-hmm.
I blew through like a lot of combines. Like I definitely lost through a lot of money throughout trading. Like I think my worst year, I think I lost about 6 to 8 grand. That was one of the worst trading years that I've had,
Mm-hmm.
and that ultimately like stopped me from like trading from like that's why I have a huge gap, and it really discourages you a lot. It really discourages a lot of people. But in the mindset that I am right now, 21, turning 22 next year, um, I decided to just jump back into it just for my sake and just for like the people around me who started getting back into trading. Like I have a cousin that trades and I didn't even know he traded until a mutual friend of ours said like, hey, he trades, and I talked to him a lot about trading and all that stuff. So it is definitely a huge mental game that has a lot of people like in a headlock, and once you get out of that mental game, it's easy.
Mm-hmm. Just
It's
out of
very easy.
curiosity, are you doing the one trade a day for 6 months?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that 800, I took it. I took because I still don't have TBOs. I'm waiting for November.
Mm-hmm.
So I basically use SIGs for my trade off of NQ. Took that trade from the second SIG for
Mm-hmm.
a sell option and 86 down, two cons or two lots. And just made it like that. 5 minutes
Nice.
in and out. Yeah, like it came to the point where like I was done for the day. I just basically closed it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I wanted to get back into it. I messaged people in the Discord about it, and they were like, "Nah, if you have a day like that where it's probably one of your best days, which is for me probably was one of my best days in a
Mm-hmm.
while. Keep it locked up,
Yep.
So I was like, you're right. Kept it locked up, closed out, and just went about my day. So,
And actually,
um,
this is a good point as well. When you have a really good day trading, sometimes it's better to just take a day off or take 2 days, two, take a day or two off, because you don't want to come in the next day overconfident. And so when you have a good win, like it's actually better to take a step back and come back humble and not come back in all cocky and think that like you suddenly became the best trader in the world. You want to do the
yeah,
same plans, follow the same rules, and sometimes it takes stepping away for a day or two to do that. Or even the inverse, if you have a a really bad day.
multiple losses.
Yeah,
Yeah, multiple
it's better to
losses.
take a day or two off and just step back and reset and come back with a clear mind instead of that revenge trading mindset.
Oh yeah, I think one time it was way back when I was trying to do a combine. I'm pretty sure like I revenge traded so bad. I think I blew the account.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a very bad time, but not anymore. Like I'm telling you, one trade a day for me, like just for me, how I see it. Um, I kind of sort of copied the way that you do it, which was like 80 40, 86 for profit, 46 for stop loss. When I took a look at it, I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty good. That's a what 2-to-1 ratio. If you lose what $200 out of the 400, but you're consistent for any other trade that you've had, you're still up. You're still profitable. You're still green. Like I took a trade last week, I believe, on Thursday, and made 400. Took another trade that evening, and I think I made another 100. I took another one, but I lost 100 out of that one. At the end of the day, I was still profitable. I was like, I was playing for fun. Like I was playing to test strategies. I'd seen an entry. The entry didn't work against, and the chart didn't work against my favor. Yes, but at the same time, stuck to my values. I took the loss like a man and just closed it for the day.
Yep.
Yep. Started again. What this week? I only trade at least twice, two, 3 times a week if I have the chance. Because I'm constantly at work. Yeah, that's basically it. 2-3 times, and I'm up almost $1,500 within 2 weeks, and I only traded 3 times.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
That's a lot of. Yeah, it's something that people have to get in their minds. Like don't worry about the big ones. Just worry about the exponential gains, and don't worry about the dollar amount. I'm telling you, once I let go of that dollar amount, I'm telling you, I just focus on percentages and percentages only.
Yep. It's good. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, no worries.
So I accidentally didn't answer this, but I meant to. Nacho's Pop Shop, the books are going to be... There's actually 3 books that you want to read, but the books that Dirty's talking about is going to be Volume Price Analysis by Anna Cooling, and the second book is going to be Volume Profile by Trader Dale. The third book that you're going to want to read is Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. So, like, I'm going to share this. This is somebody's in the Discord. If you look at this, this is kind of what I've been talking about. This is where it's at. So, like, this first week, 2 wins. So you can see that they're doing 1 trade a day, right? 2 wins, 1 loss. The wins way outweigh the loss, right? So even if they only did one, like 2 trades, 1 win, 1 loss, they're still way profitable. So for the week, almost $700. And then this week, 1 loss, 3 wins, $500 profit. The next week, this is where it gets interesting, right? They took 2 losses and 3 wins on the week, and they're still up almost $800 on the week. And then the last week, three wins, no losses, for $1,000 gain, $3,000 for the month. I think pretty much anybody that's in the YouTube chat right now would be stoked off of numbers like this. And what it is, it's nothing like, again, there's no secret to it. It's about doing that 1 trade a day for 6 months and forcing yourself to be patient and disciplined. And as you can see, they don't have a week where like their losses are equal to their wins, but even if they did, they would still be very profitable. And so you just do this consistently, 1 trade a day. If you take a loss, whatever, it doesn't matter. Brush it off, come back the next day, So that's where it's at. I'm going to wrap this up pretty quick here. I got to get going. But for tomorrow on SPY, at the top here, like I said, I'll be looking for puts somewhere around first sig to second sig. I'd also, if we do any of the above up here at previous day value area high, break and fill, break above and come back inside, retest, I would grab puts. Or if we get like a double top. So we already have one touch. If we come up and touch it again, I would be fine grabbing puts there as well. At the bottom, I'm really looking for mostly the single print mid is generally where you're going to get a bounce, but it could happen anywhere in this range. So it's actually probably better if I encircle the entire area, but I'll draw my arrow up from here. First trim, second trim, and then finally close here. Okay. Hopefully this is very clear to everybody. But on any of these levels, you can use any of these entries. But really, as a rule of thumb, puts at the top, calls at the bottom. I try to not to trade too much in the middle. I wait for it to go to one extreme or the other and try to get in there. Okay. Should be a pretty easy day. Hopefully. Anyway, with that said, everybody, really quickly, I just want to thank, again, all of the subscribers, all of the friends of the stream. I don't even feel like I need to say this anymore, but even just a few weeks ago, I would say, hey, as long as you guys are liking the videos and commenting and showing that there's interest in the videos, I'll keep doing them. Really, at this point, so many people are liking the videos, so many people are commenting. There's lots of engagement, in the chat when I'm going over stuff. So obviously people are finding value in this. So I'm sure we'll keep doing this for a very long time. But really just want to say thank you to everybody for all the support. If you're not subscribed and you enjoy the video, hit the sub button. I actually think for a YouTube channel, our ratio of subscribers versus non-subscribers that watch is really good. I only have 22% of my viewers that are not subscribed. But if you're one of them that isn't subscribed, I would appreciate the sub if you do enjoy the videos and find them helpful. Okay. But that said, really from the bottom of my heart, and when I say this, it's no BS. Hopefully everybody, if not most people, know this. I'm a very genuine person. And so when I say much love, I really mean it. So much love, everybody. Much respect. Peace out. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you next time. All right. Bye.
Later.
Lates.